So Nike have just pulled one of the most genius, and I mean this, genius Caitlin Clark hype things we've seen. And I am very impressed because I was not high on what Nike had done. I thought Nike had done a lot of really bad things with Caitlin.
Go ahead and drop your prediction in the comments right this second. Do you believe Caitlin Clark's signature shoe will actually outsell every single WNBA shoe in history combined? Because let's be real, after the bombshell Nike just dropped on Christmas Day, that's not even a legitimate question anymore. It feels completely, utterly inevitable.
This is the Caitlin Clark commercial just released earlier this morning. Caitlin Clark is proof that you can make it from anywhere. Clark commercial just released earlier this morning. Caitlin Clark is proof that you can make it from anywhere.
Hey, Caitlin!
So let me paint the picture of what just went down. Nike dropped a brand new commercial for Caitlin Clark and they're calling it From Anywhere. Now on the surface, it's a simple concept, isn't it? We see her shooting from deep, something we've witnessed her do 1,000 times over. But here's the absolute genius of it all, the part that so many people are completely missing. This campaign isn't just about her insane basketball range. This is about Nike strategically creating a powerful cultural phrase, a mantra that is designed to outlive her entire playing career.
Can you make it from there? Hey, Caitlin, how about from here?
Come on, guys.
Yeah, she can't make it from there. No chance.
Caitlin, conmigo, what? You got it.
I'm not even gonna ask.
Hey, Caitlin from here might be impressive. Am I right?
Whatever, Che.
So right here.
From there!
From anywhere.
All right, well, looks like she can do it.
All right. I know we've been on Nike's neck as of lately.
Let me break down for you precisely why this commercial is so much more brilliant than it looks. And you have to trust me on this. I've been one of the biggest critics of how Nike has handled Caitlin Clark up to this point. Remember that Super Bowl ad? Absolute trash. The decision to make her play second fiddle to be just one face in a crowd of male athletes? It was deeply disrespectful. But this, what they've done here is on a whole other level. This is different.
Dare I say, this actually shows some creativity? Dare I say this Caitlin Clark is proof that you can make it from anywhere is brilliant?
The ad kicks off with Caitlin casually outside, just shooting some hoops. Then, a young girl walks up and asks, "Hey Caitlin, can you make it from there?" And that, right there, is the spark that lights the fuse. All of a sudden, you've got Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce, Michael Che, even Travis Scott. All these huge celebrities start popping up out of nowhere, asking that same exact question. Can you make it from here? Okay, but what about from over there?
Nike is going all in on Caitlin Clark after a while, after a little bit of a dormant period. Number two, 2026 is going to be just absolutely massive for her from a marketing standpoint.
What does Caitlin do? Every single time, without fail, she just backs up further and further and drains it. But pay attention, because here's what elevates this from a cool ad to a masterclass in marketing. The tagline, "From Anywhere," isn't just about shooting a basketball. It's a message that you can make it from Des Moines, Iowa. It means you can make it from a tiny, overlooked town in Arkansas. It means you can make it from Connecticut, from Louisiana.
There's a huge rollout waiting for her. There is still huge momentum to be had on this season because last year happened with her off the floor and the numbers still go up. Imagine with her on the floor and making an extended run in the playoffs.
Now, before you jump in the comments and say I'm just getting carried away by the hype, let me explain to you why this is so monumentally important on a pure business level. Nike made the official announcement that Caitlin's very first signature shoe is set to drop in the spring of 2026. And you have to understand, that is not some randomly selected date pulled from a hat. That date is strategic, but let's really dig into what Nike is truly trying to accomplish here, because it's so much bigger than just a single product launch. They aren't just in the business of selling shoes with this campaign. What they are doing is creating a verbal trademark, a piece of cultural language. Do you remember when every kid on the playground used to yell Kobe every time they shot a crumpled up piece of paper into a trash can? Nike wants Caitlin Range to become the new version of that. And if I'm being perfectly honest with you, I think it could actually work. But hold on, because there's a huge looming problem brewing under the surface that almost nobody is talking about right now. Spring 2026 is also the exact time when the WNBA might not even have a season. I'm serious. There is a very real potential for a lockout because of the ongoing CBA negotiations. So just absorb this for a second. Nike is banking millions upon millions of dollars on a monumental shoe launch. Just look at the evidence. Dick's Sporting Goods has already given Caitlin her very own section on their website, and I don't mean just a simple product page. I'm talking about a full-blown branded section they're calling Caitlin's Court. Seriously, when is the last time you saw any WNBA player get that kind of dedicated retail real estate? The answer is simple: never. Here's exactly why this feels so different from nearly every other athlete endorsement deal we've ever seen. Steph Curry, without a doubt, fundamentally changed the game of basketball by making the three-pointer the coolest shot in the sport. But his incredible range became synonymous with the Golden State Warriors, with championships with a very specific era of the NBA. What Caitlin Clark is doing feels even bigger. She's making that, but let me give you some real talk for a minute, because it hasn't all been perfect. European fans right now literally cannot buy Caitlin Clark merchandise. It's not available to them. Nike has successfully created this massive global hype machine, and then completely failed to sell their products internationally. That's not just a small mistake. That is millions and millions of dollars just left sitting on the table. Some people out there have floated the theory that Nike intentionally delayed Caitlin's shoe because they didn't want to upset A'ja Wilson. Let me give you my honest take on that. If you are a brand and you have the single most marketable player in the entire history of your league, you do not wait. You don't hesitate. You strike while the iron is absolutely molten hot. Every single month that Nike delayed this launch was money lost, plain and simple. And get this, Target completely sold out of Caitlin Clark trading cards. Not on sale, not on clearance, but at full price. And this was happening right in the middle of the hyper-competitive Christmas shopping season. That isn't just hype, my friends. That is real, tangible market power. Now here's where the strategy gets really fascinating and incredibly smart. Nike actually paid a roster of major content creators and influencers to launch a From Anywhere challenge on social media. You have to understand, this isn't... A'ja Wilson is an absolutely incredible, phenomenal player. We're talking MVP level, one of the best in the world. But if we are going to be brutally honest about the business side of things, Caitlin Clark moves more merchandise, she gets more views, and she creates more mainstream interest than any WNBA player in history. That's not meant as disrespect. From a business standpoint, Nike should have had her shoe designed, produced, and ready to hit shelves for her rookie season. But here's what Nike finally got right this time around. This new commercial for the first time puts Caitlin front and center, all by herself. She's not being forced to share the spotlight with... Let me make a bold prediction for you right now. Caitlin Clark's Nike signature shoe will go on to become Nike's most profitable women's basketball partnership in the history of the company. And you know what? It might even start to rival some of the deals they have with NBA players. Think about it. Basketball's single most exciting play is the deep three-pointer. That's what ends up on highlight reels. That's what goes viral. Nike is betting the farm that Caitlin Range will become the new Curry Range. And if they can get kids all over the world to start yelling Caitlin when they take those long shots, Nike will be printing money for the next decade. The Indiana Fever, a team that was largely irrelevant to the national conversation, instantly became must-watch TV solely because of her. You can look at the jersey sales, the ticket prices, the viewership numbers. These are all measurable, undeniable facts. If this shoe launch succeeds on the level it could, if Caitlin range actually becomes a part of our real cultural language that is reaching Michael Jordan, be like Mike levels of impact. And let me be clear, Nike has never, not once, even come close to achieving that with a women's basketball shoe. Ever. But there is a darker side to all of this. If there is no WNBA season in 2026, this entire brilliant multi-million-dollar campaign completely collapses. Nike is essentially betting everything on the hope that the WNBA and the Players Association can get their act together. Let's just be completely honest with ourselves. The WNBA needs Caitlin far more than Caitlin needs a WNBA. If this works, every single brand out there will be desperately trying to find the next Caitlin Clark. And what that means is more money, more investment, and more exposure for women's basketball as a whole. But that's only if the 2026 season actually happens. So here is my final take on all of this. The From Anywhere campaign is absolutely brilliant. Nike has finally woken up, but launching in spring 2026 is still a massive, massive gamble. It could turn into the perfect storm of marketing and cultural relevance, or it could be an absolute disaster. Will her shoe shatter every record in the book? Or will a potential lockout completely destroy the entire strategy? It could honestly go either way at this point. And if you think for 1 second that Nike executives aren't already on the phone with WNBA league officials, pushing them, this has become so much bigger than basketball. The next 16 months are going to determine if Caitlin Clark becomes a true global icon or just another story of what could have been. I want you to drop your thoughts below. Hit that like button if you think Nike finally got it right with this one. And make sure you subscribe for more unfiltered WNBA coverage, because believe me, this isn't just about a pair of shoes. This is about legacy, it's about money, and it's about whether the league can finally seize the incredible moment it's been given.